The arrow of Coup you never saw coming. A strategic plan by the NDC to cripple every stronghold machinery of the NPP towards subsequent upcoming general elections. I have longed to spit these things out of my chest. There are a lot of strategies the NDC have employed to control the system, and none of us are paying more attention to them, especially the NPP executives and the entire fraternity. Let's concentrate on few of these strategies. The first to talk about is the media control. To begin with, the NDC have strategically employed thousands of pseudo media accounts, with each employee handling at least 5 to 10 profiles. One genuine profile, with others having a fake profile picture or random graphic as a profile picture. Their main objectives are: 1. To disseminate, articulate, or project pretentious informations generated by their superiors to make the government look good to the public, as though the government is doing so well. Secondly, to defend against any opponent speaking ill of the government, which includes the comment section of that particular post, the media houses, institutions, bloggers, individual activists, personal profiles, or any of the CSO's accounts seen as a threat to the incumbent government. 3. They are to monitor and report any account to the Bureau and National Security if an account posts something they find threatening that may denigrate or unpopularize the NDC government. And 4. The recent introduction of the Electronic Act presented before Parliament, which was meant to control and scrutinize media activities and prosecute the activists that are seen as threats to the NDC. Even though the act hasn't been approved yet, we have witnessed it wind blowing on few social media activists like Obama Kopiase, Fanti Comedy, Abronye, and alikes, who were arrested for some absurd and weird reasons only known to the NDC themselves. The ultimate goal behind this intimidation is to weaken and silence the media of the NPP or their personalities who possesses the media space. Let's talk about the political coup. Another strategy employed is the divide and rule strategy. You never see that coming, right? They intrude into the political affairs of the NPP to create divisiveness by influencing and financing any candidate seen as weak and vulnerable, who can be used to campaign against other candidates within the party. The sole intention is to destroy the party by injecting curiosity, hatred, and division among all the presidential candidates and their delegates, which ultimately threaten the party's unity, hence affect future electoral victories if care is not taken. This can be seen in the recent campaigns made by most NDCs, who publicly declares their support for certain candidacy within the NPP, yet denigrates the other. You have seen that sign, right? In common sense, an enemy or an opponent running same race with you for the same trophy you all fight for can never give you a good guidance or give you a good advice leading to his own loss at the end of the game. They simply work with strategy, well calculated, looking for a victim to manipulate. It's a sign, right? Now, the arrest of Chairman Untumi and dragging him in and out of court has its own agenda. It has nothing to do with his involvement in Galamsey activities, but rather an attempt to weaken and cripple him physically, financially, and psychologically. If their interest was in fighting Galamsey, then the kingpins who are also involved in Galamsey within the NDC itself would have been in jail by now. They knew that Untumi's position as a national chairman served as a threat to the upcoming general elections. So they needed to break his spirit in supporting any upcoming elections. Hold on. Don't forget, Untumi is an essential pillar, an asset to the NPP. Even though if he doesn't contest for the chairmanship position, his support will play a great role. Now let's talk about the one-party state and the third term agenda. This particular strategy is slowly unveiling itself through the control the current executive of GM has over the other arms of government. First time in the fourth Republican history of Ghana that the executive has used its power to remove a sitting Chief Justice and to replace her with a party faithful, to be specific. This makes it easier for cases to be approved in the judiciary, not in a fair trial and truth, but with partiality and favoritism. Let's not forget that the legislature is already holding a two-third majority seat, which has become a sitting room of the executive body for decision making. When the minority caucus appears to be a threat in parliament, government employs weird excuses to oust the victims from power. We cannot witness the recent multiple attempt to dethrone Honorable Kwamina Appiah-Makin from ECOWAS Parliament. Similar attempts to rerun in Nsawam Adwajiri constituency with the intention to get Honorable Frank Anodopre out of Parliament. Just because this duo with other mighty minority members possesses some authoritative powers, making them act as check and balances within the Parliament House, hence overpowering the majority in the House, and that sounds like a threat to them. Subsequently, the Constitutional Review Committee are gradually making amendments in the absence of opposition members. We can all agree that the outcome would be in favor of the opposition but the incumbent. An amendment or the drafting of a constitution should have involved representatives from various stakeholders of the state, which may include the opposition themselves, the CSOs, the labor market, the media space, the clergymen, and etc. Don't forget the current control of the civil society organizations, which are the CSOs, with the recent admission made on Newsfile via Joy News, hosted by Samson Anyenini, that the government has created a WhatsApp group where planning and plotting activities are executed. This shows a clear control of the CSOs, who are meant to serve as an engine of democracy. These plans were put in place to neutralize the NPP and to monopolize NDC as a sole party of the state, and to assign President John Dramani Mahama as the authoritarian, as rumors already has it that he will be vying for a third term in office. If all the factors I have mentioned earlier are to manifest, then our democracy is in serious stake, and Ghanaians, including the NPP fraternity, will need to sit up before things get out of hand. Kwame Nkrumah tried to do the one-party state, but never succeeded. This is not the time Ghana will need a one-party state. Democracy is very necessary for our well-being and peace of mind. Thank you for listening. My name is Michael Mensah McQueen. See you in the next episode. Bye.